Hello, my name is Dillon Smith. I will be an individual tutor for the RESP1 system. This is one of my favorite courses last semester. It's a pretty easy course in my opinion, um, and I had a lot of fun with it, which is why I decided to tutor for the course. It's a quick course, so be sure to stay on top of your materials because I want to say there's only two tests and it's maybe like a week between each test. So the material comes at you pretty quickly, but like I said, it's a pretty easy course. I felt probably the easiest course of all of last year. So if you just stay on top of it, you should be okay. As far as effective study strategies, I would just continue to do what you've been doing. With these physiology courses like CV or respiratory, like pretty much the rest of your courses going forward, I think it's important to try to understand the concepts and like what's actually happening in the body as it relates to what you're learning rather than just memorizing facts, because then you can apply that knowledge to almost any question that they ask you, and you should be able to at least figure it out or narrow down your choices to the right answer, the answer that they're looking for. Like for example, respiratory, you do a lot of acid-base disorder, and there's literally like the one question, like the bicarb buffer system equation, and if you just understand that one equation, like what's happening to like make that equation work, and then you should be able to answer any question on acid-base disorder. And same thing goes for some of the other stuff that you learn. I think if you understand like what the lungs are doing and what they're supposed to do, you should be able to apply that knowledge to the questions that they ask and just think through it if you're understanding the basic physiology behind it. I didn't use any outside resources for this course. Actually, I take that back. I did use, there was one a lecture or two in particular for this course that just I didn't understand the way that they were taught. And so I did actually just read the textbook for that like one or two lectures, just like a chapter in the textbook. And it was a lot more easy, more clear to understand reading the textbook than the lecture was itself. So I don't know if the same person is teaching that lecture again. And that person might not be difficult for you to understand, but if it is, don't be afraid to use the textbook. The textbook outlines things pretty clearly in this course. But I didn't use any other outside resources other than the textbook and the lectures. No YouTube videos, no anything like that. No question banks. I just stuck with the course material that they gave us. Yeah, and I think that's all I really have to say about the course. Again, just enjoy it. It should be an easier course for you. You'll have this one short test before the break, which was probably the easiest test we took all of last year. I think our average was like upper 90s or mid 90s on that test. And then the second test is a little more difficult, but still pretty manageable as long as you stay on top of the material. So good luck, and I look forward to meeting some of you in our tutoring sessions.